Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Usapang international students naman tayo. Balita ko dahil nga alam niyo naman, mahigpit at parang tuluyan pa rin naghihigpit ang Canada sa international students. Yung mga polisiya kung sinong pwedeng makapasok dito, makapagdala ng mga family. Okay, mukhang ang mga Filipino international students are now looking at other countries na mas welcoming in a way. Naku, pinatayin ako ng ilaw ng anak ko. Okay, yan ang ating pag-uusapan and other issues concerning international students. Kasama si Kuya Nick. It's been a while. Isa pong education consultant ng Sun Unity Immigration. Welcome back, Kuya Nick.
Hello. Hello everyone. Magandang araw, magandang gabi, magandang tanghali po sa inyong lahat.
It's been a while.
Kumusta? Yes, it's been a while. I hope everyone is okay. What's happening sa Pilipinas, weather-wise, dito sa Canada, I wish everyone is healthy po. No? Alagaan natin sarili natin kasi nga, we still have young kids.
Okay, guys, Kuya Nick's email is yan, crawling down there.
Yes.
info@sununityimmigration.com. Okay, again, si Kuya Nick po ay isang immigration education consultant.
Yes.
But his wife, yan, isa pong pwede ko na ba sabihin yung Kuya Nick?
Of course.
Yan, okay. His wife is an authorized consultant. So,
itinatawag na
tandem sila ngayon. Alright.
Yes. Ito po yung tinatawag na RCIC, Regulated Canadian Immigration Consultant. If you will search her sa public registry ng immigration consultant, just type in Princess Sun. Siya lang po nag-iisang princess sa registry. Hindi madaling mahirap hanapin. So once again, kami po ay ang Power Duo. Ako po as an education consultant, yung wife ko naman po as an immigration consultant. Dati po kami mga international student with kids, family, dumating dito way back 2016. Nag-DIY lang din po kami. Wala pong immigration assistant. DIY lang po. We got our PR in less than 2 years through the OWP. So, we walked the talk. Naranasan namin yung transition from student to PR to citizen. Now we have our own immigration agency.
Iyan. Oo, FYI guys. Si Kuya Nick, kumbaga, isa sila sa mga unang dumating before the peak, no? Before the peak. Iyan. Okay.
Yes.
Sige, bago ko kamustahin, no, yung mga estudyanteng, alam ko, inaalagaan mo pa rin, no, hanggang matapos sila sa kanilang mga kurso. Yung mga dinala po nila Kuya Nick dito, tinulungan nila Kuya Nick makapunta dito, rather. Let us see the latest figures tungkol sa international student arrivals. This is official from the IRCC, guys, ha? Ayan. Ang latest po, alam nyo ba, international students in Canada, 61% na ang ibinaba sa buong taon nung 2024 versus 2025. That's big, more than half, no, ang ibinaba.
Totoo yun.
Down by 177,000 plus students. Okay, ramdam na ramdam mo pa talaga, Kuya Nick, yung less interest in Canada? At tuloy-tuloy pa rin ba ang nila? Pag-iiwas sa Canada, kumbaga.
Hindi naman sa dahil negosyo namin yung helping kababayan natin papunta dito as international student. Yes po, ramdam po namin with all the changes na nangyari 2025. No, siguro pahapyawan natin, Ina, yung nangyari sa 2025. What are the changes? Bakit kumonte? No?
Okay.
First, nung January, siguro kung napansin nyo, yung proof of funds from 10,000, nagiging 22,800 something na siya. So, gusto ni Canada financially, ready. So, isa yan sa filter process nila. So, international student, sabi ng Canada, is not for everyone. It's for the people who has extra money. Hindi po sa loophole na naging strict sa finances. So, yun ang pinakaunang bagsak dung January 2025 na yung ano talaga, proof of funds. Second, yung namang field of study. No, if you want to study in Canada, dapat certain ano lang siya, field, no, education, healthcare, agriculture, trades, STEM. So these are the programs na pwede mong mag-apply dito as international student. Nawala na yung tourism, marketing, business, no? Which is sabi nga para matugunan natin yung mga pagkukulang sa industry natin. So we just wanted to accept those students na who wanted to study in this field. Kaya tinatawag na field of study. So yun, isa sa mga pagsubok na naman yun. Third na pagsubok na changes na nangyari last year was yung master's program. Yes. If you want to bring your family with you, you need to take a master's program at least 16 months, no, and above, or certain bachelor's program or doctorate. Hindi po kayo magdala ng mga hindi mga asawa, ng mga dependents ninyo like yung kids and spouse or common law partner. Meron kasi masters din na 1-year program, bawal po magdala ng spouse po doon. Kung hindi masters yung program po ninyo, bawal nyo dalhin. But yun nga po, once you finish the program, there's a certain announcement na naman, pang-apat na announcement during your PGWP, you need to get a certain skilled job under Tier 01 at saka certain list ng Tier 2 at saka Tier 3. So yan ang pang-apat na changes. So in order for you to extend them during your PGWP, kailangan maghanap pa ng skill job. Ayun, mga pagsubok ngayon ng mga estudyante. And then ngayon, last year din, isa sa mga challenges na naman, if you finish your program, ngayon dinagdag nila yung English exam. Pag non-masters ka na-graduate, kailangan mong mag-take ng English exam. So there are 3 na accepted ngayon, yung IELTS, General, CELPIP General, tsaka yung PTE Core. Dapat pag non-master CLB 5, pag master's program and above, dapat CLB 7. So isa yan sa mga pagsubok na naman sa mga estudyante natin. Sabi isa sa mga filtering ginawa ni Immigration for 2025 na yung kung ako, nasa Pilipinas ako, mga kababayan natin na sabi nila, ang dami namang changes. Ang daming changes na nangyayari. Pero i-clear lang natin, Ina, na never nagsara ang student visa ng Canada.
Talagang naghihigpit lang talaga sila. They're becoming very clear kung sa mga profile ng mga estudyanteng gusto nilang makapunta dito and those who could have potential, no, to be permanent residents in the future.
Yes. They want quality, not quantity na.
So understandably, sa lahat ng factors na sinabi mo, Kuya, talaga nga namang mapapadoble isip na yung mga dating may interest sa Canada. Unahin ko muna yung ngayon naman, dahil medyo ayaw na namin sa Canada, sabihin nila, no? Balita ko, ngayon nasa-spike naman ang interest in other countries. I was wondering, alam ko, no, kasi nagpunta ka sa ilang mga bansang pinupuntahan ngayon na hindi Canada. Specifically, I think I've been getting a few comments asking about Spain. Mas okay daw ba ngayon mag-international student sa Spain dahil ang sabi mas madali daw maging citizen din doon kung ikaw ay Pilipino. Ano bang katotohanan sa Spain?
I-clear natin yan. No? Like I said, I'm not an immigration consultant in Spain. We went there last January. We stayed there for almost a month para immerse yung sarili namin talaga. Kasi nga as an immigration agency, we need to adapt din. Kung syempre, it's a business, we also need to, since wala nang market dito masyado sa Canada, kailangan namin mag-adapt sa market. So we are now offering study in Spain and in Germany. So kwento ko lang sa yung sinabi mo, Ina, na madaling maging PR or citizen sa Spain. No, we went there. We went to Barcelona. We went to Madrid, yung mga major cities, and we also went to yung mga maliit na city like Murcia, Malaga, Valencia. No, we went to those small cities. No, and pinag-aralan din namin yung mga student pathway doon. Ang kagandahan doon, Miss Ina, is napakamura ng student visa doon. No, alam mo yung 2 years na...
kumpara sa Canada? Gaano kamura kumpara sa Canada?
Alam mo yung 2 years na master's program nila, it's only
Mm.
cost around 9 to 10,000 euros. That's like 17 to 18,000 Canadian dollars for 2
Okay, in
years.
Canada, how much would that cost?
Sa Canadian naman, nasa ano po yun, 20,000 per year.
Per
Canadian.
year?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Yun
Or
pala,
higher.
2 years na yun. Oo.
Yes. Meron pa silang mga vocational program or mga bachelor's program na as low as between 5,000 to 7,000 per year.
Oh, parang domestic rate yun dito sa Canada.
Yes. So they're very open kasi nga ang Spain, I would say napakataas ng approval rate po nila, nasa 80 to 90%. Is more on compliance lang kasi sila eh. No? Not
Okay.
tulad sa Canada right now, nasa less than 40% yung approval. So kaya nakita niyo yung number eh. Isa sa reason din is less yung nag-apply and maraming nadi-deny. Konti na nga, nadi-deny pa. And isa sa na i-clear natin, yung madaling ma-PR, madaling maging citizen sa Spain. Tandaan po natin, compliance po siya. No? Yun nga, pinag-aralan namin ni wife ko din. Ang Spain kasi, once you finish the program, there is a certain visa that you need to transition. No? Para siyang PGWP, kailangan maghanap ng employer. And when you stayed on that visa, no, you need to stay for at least 2 years as a worker, and then once you stay there for 2 years, and that's the time that you can be eligible to apply for citizenship for Filipinos. Kasi nga meron tayong unique relationship with Spanish, no? Kasi nga na-colonize nila tayo for I think more than 300 years.
Yeah, oo. Wow, teka muna Kuya Nick. So from work permit to citizenship na yon?
Yes.
Wala nang parang
yes.
PR parang dito kasi 'di ba may PR status muna bago citizen. Wow, I
No.
didn't know that. Wow, interesting.
Yeah, pero hindi po yun automatic ha. There are things that you need to comply. You need to pass the language. You need to pass the exam for the citizenship. So of course, it is Spanish. So kailangan natin matuto mag-Spanish. Which is ang Pilipino naman, I would say may siguro 8 to 10% sa Tagalog natin or Spanish. So it's easy for us to...
un poquito.
Yes.
Hablo.
Yeah, pero Ina, may isi-share ako sa inyo, no? May market pa talaga ang Filipino sa Spain. So, alam mo, nung pumunta kami sa Barcelona, sa Madrid, ito, personal experience ko lang to nung pumasok kami sa restaurant para kumain, ang unang papasok sa'yo, ang unang sasalubong sa'yo, tatanungin ka, English or Spanish. No?
Okay.
So, pag may, syempre, lalapit sa iyo, sasabihin mo English. Ang gagawin nila, tatawag sila ng somebody that can speak English. And mind you, ang tinawag niya is Filipino international student. Alam mo yun?
Talaga?
So, dun mo pala makikita, may market yung Filipino. Kasi nga, since English is not, alam mo yun, a problem for us kasi ibig sabihin sa restaurant, sa retail, sa hotels, alam mo yun, kasi nga yung Barcelona and Madrid, these are tourist spot, no? A lot of people all over the world. And doon ko lang nalaman pala na yung mga local pala sa Spain, hindi importante sa kanila matuto mag-English.
Okay, I see.
Oo.
I have a question, Kuya Nick, no? Doon ba sa Spain, parang sa Canada ngayon, na kailangan may field of study rin, kumbaga, ito lang aaralin mo para makakuha ka ng work permit pagkatapos. Tapos baka pag nandun ka na sa level na kailangan mo na mag-work permit, dapat ganito ang level ng trabaho mo para makuha mo yan. Tapos para maka-apply ka sa citizenship. You know what I'm talking about, no? Parang similar ba sa sitwasyon ngayon sa Canada? Or is it less, mas mababa ang eligibility, kumbaga?
Yes, less strict po sila talaga. Kasi at first, yung working hours nila. Kumpara na lang natin, ang Spain, if you're a student, you can work 30 hours per week. No? Dito sa Canada, they can work 24 hours. 30 hours kasi sa Canada, considers full-time na yun eh.
Okay.
No? And hindi naman po kailangan matuto ka mag-Spanish in order for you to apply for student visa. Kasi nga, most of the programs are being taught in English. So, hindi siya required.
Okay, dun sa mga
And
field of study, yung mga kailangan aralin, limitado lang
yes,
ba, ano?
wala pong field of study. You can study whatever you wanted to study. But of course, you need to align yourself kasi nga ang Spain, tradition po sila, all visa application is may interview tsaka paper-based. So, kung mag-apply po kayo ng student visa sa Spain, kailangan niyo po pumunta sa Spanish Embassy, ano po kayo, papaschedule po kayo, may interview po, dadalhin mo lahat ng original, at the same time, ipapatranslate niyo po into Spanish. So, more on compliance lang talaga siya.
Oh, okay. Tapos, Kuya Nick, inisip ko naman, baka naman eventually maging Canada rin sila. Kamusta ba nung nagpunta ka? Yung population ng international students. I mean, we're here. I'm thinking we should learn from what happened here. Baka ngayon, dahil nag-uumpisa pala yung interest ng international students sa Spain, after a few years, eto na naman, baka mangyari doon yung nangyari dito sa Canada. What do you think?
I mean, it could happen, no? Kasi right now, since people are targeting one certain countries, no, yun ang nangyari sa Canada because Canada was so open na naging target siya ng most of the countries na gustong mag-international student. So right now, hindi pa po siya strict, no? Mataas po yung approval rate ng visas, nasa 80 to 90% po.
Okay.
No? But we don't know, just in case it will out of control yung mga international student po nila. Kasi nga po, less po yung mga requirement. No, hindi kailangan ng English, no, hindi kailangan matulong mag-Spanish, napakamura, no? Ang laki kasi ng Spain. Actually, ang laki ng Spain from Madrid to Barcelona, ang daming cities, small cities na may nag-o-offer din ng mga education, international education for small cities. And mind you, ang mga international student nating mga kababayan, meron din sa mga small cities. Pero ang naging challenge dun, Ina, is nung na-meet namin somebody from Madrid, sabi niya, kung alam ko lang sana, kuya, na wala palang work dun sa small cities, sana din dito na ako sa major city nag-aral. Mahal man, pero may work. Kasi right now, nangyari, pumupunta sila sa mga bigger city para lang maghanap ng work. Kasi sa small cities, konti lang yung establishment, konti lang yung opportunity, no? Especially for English speaking, kasi nga more local sila eh. So these are the things na natutunan namin doon na gusto namin ihayag na hindi po totoo na talagang happy living yung mga international student doon. Kung napapansin niyo po, maraming international student na umaalis din after. No? They're just aiming ang kagandahan kasi, Ina, is once you are international student in Spain, you have access to the Schengen countries then. No? So you can travel. No? But it does not guarantee you na pag nag-international student kayo sa Spain is nagiging citizen kayo. Yes. Kasi nga po, tulad ng isang bansa, pag bago po kayo, you need to adapt. Ang priority po ng Spain, hindi po tayo international student, yung local nila.
Yes, no? Same pala with Canada, no?
Yes. Like, kahit anong countries naman, priority nila yung local nila.
It's
just that the country itself is growing. No, the country itself needs more people na marunong mag-English because of nagiging na siya, tourist destination. So that's why they wanna upgrade kasi yung mga yung mga IT companies are moving to Spain as well. Ayun. But mga international student, lalo na mga kababayan po natin, please plan, no? Do your own research when you apply for Spain kasi nga po maganda lang tignan na madaling ma-citizen but it's a long process, no? Miss Ina, sabihin ko lang sa iyo na yes, pwede mong dalhin yung asawa mo or common law partner sa Spain, pero as a student, pero they're not allowed to work.
Big deal din yun. Malaking bagay.
Yes. The agencies will not tell you that. No? And then sasabihin nila, libre po ang education ng mga bata. Which is true, libre po. Pero it is Spanish.
Malaking factor yung Spanish, ha? Yung learning that language, guys, ha?
Yeah, I mean, pero yun nga, yung mga bata mo, sasabihin lang libre yung education, pero mag-a-adjust sila kasi Spanish yung, pero pag i-enroll mo siya sa sa English speaking na school, you need to pay extra.
Right. There you
So
go.
be
Oh,
careful once you apply for Spain. Once again, do your own research. Hindi naman kailangan din ng immigration consultant to apply for Spain. You can do it yourself. If you need help finding the school, once again, we can help you. May mga partner schools na rin kami doon. Pero kung sasabihin nyo, gusto ko po sa city, gusto ko sa, hindi masyadong magulong city or gusto ko kaya parang Tagaytay na city, parang ganyan.
oo.
Pero we need to explain to you everything, ilalatag natin. At saka at the
Yeah.
same time, once again, be mindful kasi buhay nito eh.
Okay.
Future ng family ninyo, you need to plan long term as well.
Yan, okay. Well, this episode, guys, is just meant to give you a glimpse, no, of what
Yes.
is in Spain. Okay? Ito na naman. Ang masasabi ko lang dyan, Kuya Nika, kung kayo ay sumunod sa mga events dito sa Canada, let us learn from what happened to Canada. Okay, tama si Kuya Nick, no? I guess plan well, choose your courses well, know what
Yes.
you are getting into. It is not going to be smooth sailing as some might say. Siguro sila naging smooth sailing, good for them. Let's not expect that it will be the same
No.
for everybody. Okay? Pero at least may idea na kayo kung anong meron doon. Kung meron pa kayong ibang tanong, email nyo na lang si Kuya Nick. Okay? Kasi gusto ko na ngayon bumalik dun dito naman ulit tayo sa Canada, Kuya Nick. Nabanggit
Yes.
mo kanina. Kanina sabi natin, less na yung dumarating. Pag-usapan natin yung mga nandito naman na who are continue to struggle with the policies din na
Yes.
naghigpit. Nakwento mo sa akin bago tayo mag-record, ano? May mga nahihirapan talaga, nare-refuse sa kanilang PGWP application.
Yes.
Kamusta ba?
Dahil
Anong
nga
mga
dun
main
sa-
causes? Oo.
Yun, major cause kasi, major reason bakit sila nare-refuse is or hindi sila makapag-apply kasi nga in order for you to apply for the PGWP or the postgrad work permit, first you need to complete the program.
Of course.
Kung hindi kayo mag-graduate, you need to complete the program. Meron po tinatawag na completion letter na bibigay sa inyo. For example, nag-graduate kayo ng December 16. No, you can still you're allowed to work until you receive the completion letter from your school. Yung completion letter usually dumadating yan second week or third week ng January. So pwede kayong mag-work between December 16 hanggang January 16. Yun.
Okay.
Pero once you receive the completion letter, you're not a student no more. So hindi ka na pwede mag-work. So ito yung challenges ngayon. In order for you to apply for PGWP, actually, you have 180 days to apply for PGWP upon receiving the completion letter. Kaya lang, syempre, yung visa kasi natin, yung permit natin, mag-expire usually 3 to 4 months after the finishing the program. So usually kung natapos ka ng January or December, yung visa mo or permit mo hanggang April lang siya. So kapit sabihin mo 180 days, no, still you need to apply kasi tulad ng sinabi namin, once you receive the completion letter, you're not a student no more, you're not allowed to work even if valid pa yung permit mo.
All right.
So,
Okay.
going back dun sa mga challenges, first, in order for you to apply for the PGWP is the completion letter. Ito yung second. Lalo na sa mga nagma-masters ngayon, you need to get a CLB 7 sa English exam. Or pag non-master, CLB 5. So dito tayo medyo overconfident yung mga Pilipino na English naman yan eh. Di ba? So madali lang yan. Pero pagdating sa exam, mind you, marami pa rin bumabagsak. Hindi naman sa bumabagsak, hindi nila na-hit yung CLB 7 or CLB 5 for non-masters. So in short, hindi sila makakapag-apply ng PGWP or kung hindi sila makapag-apply ng PGWP, hindi sila makaka-work.
Yeah. Does that mean na, Kuya Nick, na baka may ilan na despite repeated tries, hindi pa rin makakuha ng tamang score hanggang mawala na sila ng status? Parang ganon. May ganon ba, Kuya Nick?
Totoo yan. Meron talagang scenario na kahit anong gawin niya, hindi siya pumapasa sa English test niya. Naglipatan, nag-self-pip na, nag-IELTS na, nag-PT, hindi pa rin. No? Until na-expire yung permit niya, so kailangan niya mag-apply ng restoration. So kahit na pumasa siya sa English by that time, sa restoration period, doon pa lang siya mag-apply ng PGWP, since out of status na siya, kailangan niyang maghintay doon sa actual permit na dumating para makapag-work. No?
Yeah.
So once again, I'm not an immigration consultant po. No? This is just based on my experience. Last
As
na
an
nangyayari
education
ngayon.
consultant ka naman eh. Okay lang, Kuya Nick.
Yes.
Education
So,
consultant. And then
yun,
I know
isa,
another concern, Kuya Nick. Yung mga merong dalang family, mga naka-masters.
Yes.
Pag panahon na ng PGWP, I understand nahihirapan din pala ma-meet yung requirement para tuluyang makastay, ma-extend yung kanilang
Yes.
spouse. Can you tell us about that? Marami bang
Yeah.
affected dyan?
Sobrang dami. So, i-clear ko lang when applying for PGWP, ang major requirement is the completion letter and then the language, which is certain CLB, pag Master CLB 7, pag non-Master CLB 5, you can apply for PGWP. The only time that you are required for a certain skill job sa tier, dapat tier 0 or 1, lahat ng jobs doon sa tier 0 and 1 are eligible, or certain list lang sa tier 2 at saka tier 3.
Okay.
No? Pag wala doon, you cannot extend your spouse as an open work permit doon sa PGWP duration. So yun ang nagiging problem ng mga international student ngayon. So I always share yung mga nag-aaral pa lang, start finding a skill job, kahit na mag-volunteer kayo or part-time kayo, build a relationship with your employer, and not as relationship na build the trust, build the skill na alam mo yon, sabihin mo sa kanila na I need this skill job in the long run to extend my family. So, hindi po yung paghahanap ng trabaho, pag-graduate, doon na kayo maghanap. No. Kasi nga po, baka matulad kayo na umabot na ng 4 na buwan, 5 buwan na na-expire na yung permit ng OWP, hindi pa rin nakahanap ng skilled job.
Yeah.
Pero dual purpose yung skill job. Kasi nga, kailangan nyo po to for your PR, pangdagdag points sa CEC, kailangan maka 1 year ka sa category base. So there are factors that's why it's very important to get the skill job.
Yeah. So ano usually nagiging scenario, Kuya Nick? Halimbawa, nahihirapan talaga makakuha nung anong trabaho na makaka-extend si spouse. What do you see na nangyayari doon sa setup ng family? Umuuwi na lang ba si spouse? Marami bang biglang si spouse nag-aral na lang din para makastay? Or nakahanap na lamiya? Yeah, what are the different scenarios na nakikita mo?
So, different scenario. The basic scenario is once ma-out of status na si spouse. So, pwede siyang, before ma-out of status, pwede siyang mag-apply ng visitor's record, parang tourist visa siya habang naghihintay makahanap ng work. Yung iba naman is once ma-expired, doon ng restoration. LMIA is an option, but right now, alam mo naman what's going on with the LMIA. No?
Yeah.
Studying is not recommended kasi it can cost you a lot. You may if you want
Studying
to, but
again, imagine.
it's not recommended. But they can apply as an international student, but I don't recommend it kasi nga para kang nag-apply ng panibago. Yung iba totoo, umuwi, no?
Okay.
Kasi first kung umuwi sila with the kids back home, mas less cost, no? At the same time, kung makahanap, pwede namang once ma-approve, then they can come back.
Yeah. Okay.
So these are the scenarios na nakakatakot. Pero going back, if you plan early, this will, alam mo yun, maiwasan natin to na scenario.
Yeah. Okay. Last na lang to. Maikli lang natin tong pag-usapan, Kuya Nick, no? In closing. Kasi nakakalahating oras na pala tayo, no? Ang bilis. Okay, let me put up this article. I read, no? Merong bagong mga agreements talaga, multiple, ang Canada and India, wherein makakabenepisyo ang maraming students from India. Okay, teka, let me put this up. Ayan, no? Tingnan to. This is from CIC News. Canada announces $100 million in scholarships for Indian students under new education measures. This was talagang signed by Prime Minister Mark Carney. Ayan, no, nakita nyo, merong mga partnerships between Indian and Canadian universities that will push for several exchange programs. Okay. Basta in short, marami pong makakatulong sa mga Indian students na makaaral muli, no? Or makapasok rather dito sa Canada. I'm wondering, do you see any possibility na magkaroon din ng ganitong uri ng deal or arrangement with the Philippines? Meron ba tayong effort kaya from the education officials back home na mag-push ng ganito para makatulong, 'di ba? Makarating ng ibang mga students dito.
Yeah, so once again, this is our own opinion lang po, no? Hindi po kami
Opinion
mga
lang,
expert. The way I see it, why I think the Prime Minister did this, kasi nga, acknowledge naman talaga natin, or alam naman ng lahat na yung people from India is one of the major talagang population dito sa Canada. No, when it comes to international students, sila din po yung napakatap. No, around 60% or 50 to 60% every year, yun yung population ng international student. So 2025 talagang nilimit nila, especially for people from India. Pero parang the way I see it kasi, rather than kasi they still see the huge market, no, from the
Meron pa din
India.
from them.
Yes, so kung napakita mo ng mga schools na mga public universities here in Canada, wala na kasi masyadong pumupunta doon.
I
No?
see.
Kaya nga kung nakikita mo, pinapartner yung mga university here in Canada and then the university in India. No?
Okay.
So parang mayroon siyang, if you want to study in Canada, you go to this university in India, and then after that, alam mo yun, one way to filter it.
I
No?
see. Okay.
And hopefully sa Pilipinas, ganun din. Kasi tayo
Why not
naman,
nga naman? We although yes, hindi tayo kasing dami nila, no? Pero we still are a top source of students or basta mga temporary residents in general.
yes. Pero one way to, like I said, yung educational system natin sa Pilipinas, kailangan i-address muna natin.
Yeah.
Kasi
okay.
nga po, pabago-bago eh. No, from K-10 to K-12, ayun naman, ibabalik naman sa K-10. So these are the things na hindi tayo maka-adapt sa standard ng school system ng ibang bansa because dahil sa sitwasyon na to. Pero sana ma-address, no? I mean, we're not an institution to discuss further about this scenario. Pero sana kung i-offer to sa Pilipinas, that would be a good, kasi nga they know Filipinos are quality students.
Oo.
We follow rules. Wala po tayong nakikitang Pinoy dito na international student na nagrarally. No?
Agree.
We know our target po, no? As an international student, talagang most of the top students are from the Philippines. No, for the longest time, every time na may graduation, palaging may Pinoy na, alam mo yun, nagtatap.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, yun lang naman. I was just curious, I was thinking, why not the Philippines din? Sana, makakatulong pa rin yan, kahit may mga tao dito, sinasabi masyado na maraming international students. Noon yun, ngayon nga sobrang baba na, no? And why not? If it's an exchange program, a scholarship program like the one I read in the article, ang daming matutulungan.
Yeah, kasi right now, the schools and colleges and universities are suffering. Kung napapansin mo sa news, Ina, maraming mga campuses nagsasara, no? Maraming mga layoff na mga employment. So, nafi-feel nila yung effect na yun na ginawa ng immigration. Alam mo yun, narrowing the numbers. No?
Yeah.
But now they're trying to do it the right way. Kaya nga ino-offer na naman nila to. This is tulad ng lagi naming sinasabi is para lang tong loop eh. No? The high, the low. So hopefully it will go back again. And Canada is still one of the top choices ng mga Pilipino nating mga kababayan. Marami tayong mga kababayan dito na nagsisettle na. And aside from the US, Canada is the second. I hope magstay siya second and then or maging number one. No? Kasi nandito tayo, Miss Ina.
Oo, who knows, no? Ang dami na namang magbabago. Dito sa international student program, feeling ko, Kuya Nick, hindi lang din the government didn't think that the drop would be so big that quick, no? Doon sa international student arrivals. And then now they start having these types of agreements para magdagdag naman, di ba?
Yes. I mean, they learn, they adjust, And one thing for sure, the international student industry is a billion income generating sa lahat ng bansa. No, ang Canada, it's kasi nga tingnan mo naman yung tuition fee ng local at saka international times 5 times 6. No, and it also gives a huge factor when it comes to professional workers, mga IT workers, accountants, doctors, nurses. So these are the skills that the country needs.
Yeah. Okay. Tsaka at least ngayon guys, mas klaro na, no? Mas nafi-filter na with the existing
Yes.
policies yung mga lahat ng temporary residents na papasok dito and then eventually potentially become PR. Anyway,
Yes.
yun lang naman, Kuya Nick. Maraming salamat. It's good to see you again.
Of
And I
course.
hope to see you more often.
It's
Okay, guys,
it's an
yung
honor.
email ni Kuya Nick, yung nandyan sa baba. info@sununityimmigration.com. Okay, kung meron pa kayong ibang gusto tanong sa kanya, follow up dito sa episode natin. Email nyo na lang siya.
Yeah, we do offer free consultation din as an education consultant before you even pay, before you even engage. Pag-usapan muna natin.
Yan. Okay. Thanks, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!